LA is really becoming cashless, and I think I saw predictions about this before, but I just walked into like my fourth place that does not accept cash, and it's crazy to me that I don't want the government tracking every single thing that I do with my money. Am I the only one that thinks this?
Hello everyone, this is Emmanuel Cook. We will be reacting to a new video today, so make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe down below, and let's get into the video.
I've come on here to have a whinge, so if you don't want to hear someone whinging about something trivial, scroll on. So I've just come to Coles and just grabbed a couple of things that I needed for dinner tonight and some nappies before I do my proper grocery shop at Aldi tomorrow. And I have some cash, so I was like, okay, well, I only got like half a dozen things. I'm just going to go through the self-serve and I'll use my cash because they had like 1 or 2 checkouts open and they were both full. So I go to the self-serve checkout. And there's no cash options. There's 2 self-serve checkouts that have cash and the rest of them are all card only. But I didn't realize, so I went to a free machine, and by the time I got there, I realized it said card only because they just taped a sign there. So I had to go back through to line up again. I just said to the lady, oh, sorry, I need cash. And she's like, oh, well, you're gonna have to wait because this man, another man that was waiting, is waiting for cash as well. I was like, okay, no worries. And then behind me, there was another lady waiting, and the self-service worker was like, oh, are you paying cash or card? And the lady behind me said she was paying cash as well. And the Coles worker was so pissed off. She was so visibly ticked off that 3 people wanted to pay cash and there was no available cash registers. But the stupid thing is, like, we're being pushed into a cashless society, but people still want to pay cash. It just is so frustrating. Like, oh, but I bet you as soon as a power outage happens or something happens with FPOS and it goes down, they'll be wanting people to pay cash. Oh my God. I'm so sick of this cashless society bullshit, honestly. That's my rant. That's it.
I swear to God, I know this whole cashless thing is so bad. Cashless. I hate when I go to a business and it's like, we don't accept cash. To me, that's like, okay, you're such a government little fucking drone, aren't you? That's the moment I see that, that's what I think. I need a stronger slur to use. Yeah, I'd be shut down. I don't understand. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't see why people, I don't know. People, if you're that kind of person, you can say it, but like if you're not that person, you can't say it. So stupid. So stupid. Okay. Yeah, they don't accept cash. It's places, it's like woke places like Sweet Green or like those, those stupid like woke salad places or something like, oh, you're a cashless like place. Yeah. You're just, yeah, I don't know. If I could do everything in cash, I would. Like, if you come to my showroom and bring cash, bitch, that's fine. I'll give you a discount.
Just coming from the store, and hardly anyone uses cash anymore. We're rapidly approaching a completely cashless system, a cashless society, in the name of convenience and safety. Is it convenient and safe? I suppose it is. But to me, it's not about that. It's another control mechanism, in the sense that it'll get to a point where if you're not willing to conform, your right to buy and sell will be taken away. And it's easier to control a digitized system. If you're given credits and you've not got money that you can spend freely, you're easier to control. The banking system was set up for convenience and safety. People often traded in precious metals, and sometimes they were robbed. So it got to a point where those who were able to make vaults encouraged people to bring their gold to them, and they would look after the gold for them at a price. People would go to the people who looked after the gold, and they would take their gold and use it to trade. And eventually the idea was floated, we'll give you a receipt for the amount of gold that you have in our vault. And it got to a point where people began to trade using receipts, and that's where the notes that we use, promissory notes that we use, come from. And so the banking system was implemented for convenience sake and for safety, and it was eventually used to control us. A digitized cashless system is being promoted because of convenience and safety. It will eventually be used to control us. If you're not willing to conform, Your right to buy and sell will be taken away. And who now can survive with that money in the Western world? We don't grow our own food anymore. Our houses are heated by electricity and gas. You have to pay for everything. You have to pay for everything. It's almost impossible now to get off of the grid.
The Paddington station, buying a cup of tea and chocolate, obviously, and they wouldn't take cash. What's all that about? I was at bouldering the other day, paying for bouldering, not me, obviously. I think it's me. How long have you been around these parts? Don't do sports, don't get sports injuries. Anyway, they said, how would you like to pay? And I said, Monopoly money, please. Anyway, they didn't accept it. But what is it with this whole cashless society? What about people who are vulnerable, who don't want to use their phones, don't want to use cards, get confused? What about the people who want to use cash because it's the way that they can keep a hold on how much they're spending? And what about when the whole system goes down, as we have seen a lot recently? Keep cash alive.
This one thing about Norway is kind of scary to me. Now, I get that Norway is super advanced, way more advanced electronically than my country, the United States of America. But everything going digital, especially money, is like, who needs cash? I mean, I just think the cash should be an option. It is really convenient to have tap to pay and VIPs and the bank ID and all of that. That is amazing. It is amazing. I think the states should definitely be further along than they are. But I think it should be an equal balance between digital money and physical money. Like when you buy something, you're receiving like a physical thing. I just think like you should be giving a physical thing too. It's like the barter and trade system. Am I strange for that? Am I weird for that? Please tell me if I am. I mean, go ahead and light me up, roast me if you think that I am. It's just that cash is freedom, and giving up cash is like giving up a part of your freedom. And you're exchanging that freedom for convenience. And you know what else is convenient? Processed foods. Processed foods are terrible. But when they first came out, they're convenient for everybody. It's really quick to make. It's cheaper for the companies. They make more money. It costs less to make. All that good stuff. But that's not good. But it's convenient. There's a quote, and it is, "Those that would trade their freedom for safety and convenience deserve neither." So
I got it this morning to wash clothes at the laundromat because I didn't want to do the up and down and take a whole day to wash clothes because I had a lot of stuff, covers, blankets, sheets, towels, all that, plus the clothes from everyday wear. So I went to the bank, my bank, to go get quarters, a roll of quarters, because sometimes the machine doesn't, at the laundry thing doesn't work. So I was like, I'll go get a roll of quarters, being proactive. And so I go to the bank, PNC, let me just call my bank out, to go get the roll of quarters. I walk in, mind you, it looks strange, still has the ATM in the front, but it just looks strange when you walk into the lobby. And so when I walked in, I was like, yeah, I want to get a roll of quarters. So he proceeds to tell me that they do not keep cash inside the bank. I was like, well, what are you here for? Like, they don't keep any cash in the bank. So my basic understanding of a bank is that there's cash. So he said the lady in there was like, you can go across the street to Publix and get quarters there. Or I have to drive 30 minutes to the next location, their other branch that has cash. And so it just baffled me because it's nice in there. Don't get me wrong. I know the banks are cut down on tellers and stuff like that, but it didn't even look like a bank. It looked like a plush, colorful Starbucks. It didn't even look like a bank. And so I'm like, well, what are y'all here for? You just playing Candy Crush, or what are you doing? And so I drove to Publix to get it, whatever. But I just thought to myself, like them conspiracy theories are not really conspiracy theories. Those things are coming into fruition. That cashless society that everybody's been talking about is truly happening. So I don't know. I hope y'all had a great day though, because here we are. So get ready, like TD Jake say. But we gonna go play ball or something. Right, Sam? Say see you later. Say see you later, pretty girl. Alright, I hope y'all had a good day. Stay informed.
So from someone in the finance industry, while not being a financial advisor, do you know how I know that a cashless society reliant on technology just wouldn't fucking work at all? Like, do you really want to know? It's because I regularly work with people that have issues navigating just a cell phone. Like current generation of smartphone, like they have issues doing anything on it, like just getting to text message on a call. Now, to be clear, because this can come across as just shitposting these people, that everyone has their own skill set. Some people are not as technologically inclined. Some people think faster, some people think slower, some people are more abstract, more people are black and white. I mean, every single person is different. And these people could understand how to survive in the wilderness. These people could understand how to build a house. These people could understand how, forging a sword works. Actual relevant life skills, in my opinion, where I just understand finance a little bit better. So to be clear, no, I'm not just shitposting these people. I'm not calling them dumb. I'm not calling them anything like that. Everyone has their different skill sets. I'm using them as an example for the situation. So, back to the cashless society. While none of this is substantiatable from my understanding, and if so, please link me this, because I'm curious on any sort of sources that say USD will no longer be physical and truly go into cashless. Like any sort of actual evidence, please cite it. I'd be interested in taking a look at it. A lot of the US still doesn't even have remotely good cell service, especially I live in Idaho, right, where you can go 45 minutes outside of Boise, right, and you can be in just the absolute fucking wilderness. It's possible there are places you can go, and a lot of people, I'll get people calling up from Coeur d'Alene, I'll get people calling from some random city in Idaho. Sometimes they don't have the best connection, sometimes they just don't understand how technology works, sometimes they're just farmers and they don't have the ability to do things on bankers' hours, right? So there's a lot of different factors at play here. Unless the US government wants to shell out a fuck ton of money to have blanket reception everywhere, which 5G is strong, don't get me wrong, I don't think it's blanket reception everywhere. You could still go places and have absolute shit cell service, 100%. So unless they're gonna shell out a fuck ton of money for actual blanket cell phone service, it's not gonna fucking happen. And then you're gonna tell me the entire IRS is going to swap their entire operation over to cash. You're gonna tell me the IRS is gonna... From experience, not shitposting the IRS, from experience, if you need to change just an account that your Social Security is being deposited into, it takes at minimum 3 weeks. 3 weeks. A single account and routing number change to take effect. Lastly, combine that with people that just don't understand how to technology, and you are going to tell them the USD has no value anymore, we have swapped over to straight up crypto and or digital assets. I'm not going to be the one to tell them that. No. The U.S. government can do that themselves. They can have police go out and be like, yeah, actually, this is the case, because they're going to get real fucking up. Look up McCall, Idaho. It's a popular tourist spot in Idaho. Internet service there has been just abysmal in the past. There's too much working against it.
A quick reminder, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe down below, and let's continue the video.
I feel like this whole cashless society thing is just one big scam, because a lot of stores are already not taking cash. But not only that, the stores that aren't taking it are telling you have to spend a minimum of $5 to buy anything out the store with your card. I had to buy more than I wanted to initially just so I could buy what I wanted to buy. The price came out to $3.50. I had to buy something worth $150 just to meet the price requirement. That's just one big scam. Just making you spend more of your money and making it a requirement if you want to buy anything small. You can't even spend $2 at a store no more. What the hell is going on? It's a scam.
So I was reading this article about moving to a cashless society, and I was kind of wondering who's pushing that. Well, we're about a $26 trillion economy, and I read that about 19% of that is spent in cash. So that's roughly, we'll call it 5 trillion. If they could move that 5 trillion in cash over to credit cards, and the credit card companies currently charge about 2.5%, that's an extra $125 billion a year in fees back to the credit card company. Now we know who wants to go to cashless society.
Hey, does anybody know what's happening in a lot of stores now? So this happened to me yesterday. Early morning, I left my house in a rush and I forgot all of my cards, right? all I had in my wallet was my driver's license and like a $20 bill. So I went to work, and at the end of the day, I remembered that I needed to pick up 2 things for dinner. And then that's when I realized that I didn't have my credit card or my debit card with me. So as I mentioned before, I had a $20 bill, and that was definitely enough for the 2 things that I needed for dinner that day. I decided to go to Walmart, stop by Walmart. I said, you know, I'm just gonna grab what I need and head home. So tell me how I went to Walmart, got those 2 things, and I went to each register, and none of the register was taking any cash. And I was like, wait, maybe I'm not like paying attention. Maybe there's like at least one register that would take, you know, cash. And I walked back and forth from the self-checkout all the way to the register that have attendants on it, which were like only like 2 of them, because everything else in Walmart these days is like self-checkout. And then finally, after realizing that everything says no cash, you know, every checkout said no cash, I finally went ahead and talked to one of the attendants. And I said, okay, what is going on? I'm trying to pay off for these 2 things. I forgot my cards at home, but I see that none of the machines are taking cash, and I even the register with an attendant on it. And she said, yeah, unfortunately, yeah, we don't have any more cash, and we're not taking any cash in Walmart either. But you can go to the convenience store again around the corner, or to the neighborhood Walmart, I think she said. Those are the only ones that are taking cash now, and then they soon are gonna go cashless as well. What is happening? Am I like behind on something or something? I mean, I know we're gonna eventually become a cashless society, but it's happening so fast, guys. Like, I couldn't believe it. So I basically had to drop off everything, go home, get my car, and go right back out to get what I needed. This is crazy.
So Hannah's put, I work with adults with additional needs who don't have cards and they love a coffee and a trip out. They won't be able to go to Starbucks. Won't be able to go to Starbucks because they're going cashless. And this is in regards to the video I did this morning on Starbucks announcing they are going cashless from the 1st of October. And I don't understand why these big companies and these big organisations feel like they need to push to go cashless. Talked about the pros and cons of cashless. Because I think the minute we go cashless, that means you are just selling yourself to be micromanaged by the government, by the banks, be able to know what goes in your bank, what comes out of your bank. At the weekend where you work cash in hand, say bye-bye to that. Healers, say bye-bye to them. People obviously find a way around it, but once that currency is going in and out your account and it's electronic, they know exactly what's happening. And I would hate for the country, the world, never mind the country, to be like that, because you're being micromanaged. Cash is fucking king, people. I use it where I can and I use it when I can. If I go into a little shop, like a corner shop or anything like that, and it says cash only, I think that's brilliant. But if I go into a shop and it says contactless only, no cash, I'll just turn around and walk out. And I think that's what people need to start doing. I've all seen the guy in Aldi in London trying to buy strawberries, and he puts the correct currency down and he's shouting it out saying, I'm paying with legal tendency, and they refuse to let him out the shop. He just brought the barrier down and walked out the shop. Fair play to the man. He paid the right money with money and just left. But it's all contactless in it in London, in all the Aldis and all that stuff. But yeah, that is a scary fucking thought, to be honest.
Would this piss you off? Because it pissed me off, and I'd like to know if I'm just being crazy or if, like, it's pretty ridiculous, okay? I have a $50 bill that I'm trying to use, and I have now been to 2 places today that do not accept bills over $20. I'm sorry, like, this is cash, like, this is fucking good. Like, why are you not accepting it? She's like, well, we have Apple Pay. Okay, great. I don't want to use my fucking Apple Pay. I want to use my fucking cash. So, like, am I in the wrong here? Should I just pay with my Apple Pay? Or, like, is it pretty ridiculous that places are not accepting cash around here?
So a number of people have reached out to ask me the same question. I don't want to respond in an insulting way, but the question should probably be answered like this. Stores, to a large extent, have the right to say, we will accept this, we won't accept that. And so if a store doesn't accept cash, you can't just go and take the items, because that's theft. We've done a few videos on the rights of store to tell you how they will conduct trade or commerce, but I just wanted to nip this in the bud. It is theft to take an item because they won't accept cash. You just can't take the item. You just can't transact with them. Follow me for more legal TikTok.
Okay, I just thought about something. So like every day we're getting closer and closer to being a fully digital society. And I just drove past a Chick-fil-A and it was like no cash payments accepted here, meaning only digital payments are accepted. And eventually like that's gonna be the norm of everything. So then it got me thinking, what the fuck are homeless people about to do? Because at the end of the day, technology is still a luxury. Like it's not baseline necessity yet. And if I'm a homeless person, I don't have luxuries. So then it made me think a little bit deeper. And I don't know, I might sound like a conspiracy theorist, I might sound crazy, I don't know. But is this push towards a digital society like a classist attack on the poor? Or am I reaching? Like, am I reaching?
In regards to my last video about the cashless society, I'm glad that a lot of you have realized the dangers of this happening. But for those of you who commented, oh, if you do everything right, they won't shut down your bank account. Do you realize that if you do anything against what they want, whether that be moral or immoral, they can just do it. And then you won't have any access to your money. And I don't want to sound like I'm spreading fear, but people need to be aware of this. It's not good. And what we can do is keep using cash. Keep using cash while you can. You want to show them that we want cash. We don't want it to go.
Have you noticed out in the world, most businesses are not taking cash anymore? I just went to a national chain restaurant to pick up food. I had a $100 bill. I was unable to use it. If I didn't have an alternative form of payment, I would have left without my food. Is $100 really worth $100 if you can't use it? It seems like our money is losing value right before our eyes.
One thing I have learned in this life is that for the people in power, everything is about money, power, influence, and control. Every single choice that they make is about these 4 or 5 things. And so if you have a whole society without cash, that means total, absolute control. They will know every single thing that you do with your own money. All your moves, everything that you do will be tracked and understood and studied by these people. In my personal opinion, cash should always be an option. Cash should never run obsolete. It's a huge mistake that we cannot make. And the price that we will have to pay for this will be very great. Very high price. These are very high stakes that we're talking about. We cannot afford to be fully cashless in this day and age. We just can't.
Hi guys, this is me, Sherry, and this is my real voice. This is not a voiceover. I wish it was, but it's not. So crazy thing happens today. My boss asked me to go to the store and pick up a little lockbox for our petty cash. No problem. Go to Walmart and get in line to check out. And the checker says, oh, I'm sorry, we don't accept cash. Oh, okay. So I go to a different lane and I see a sign that says no cash. And another one, and another. Walmart was not accepting cash. True story. It's July of 2020, and I officially feel like I wasn't in the Twilight Zone before. I've definitely entered it now. Good news is I'll have petty cash for my lockbox.
Happened to me once. Coffee shop wasn't taking cash, so I waited till she started making it and then walked away. Ooh, you really got him there. Keza, I hope you don't mind. I'd like to recreate how I think this interaction went because I find it so funny to think about. I'm Keza. You don't take cash? Right. I'll have a hazelnut latte. And just to clarify, right, I do not agree with a cashless society, as I said in the first video, but a lot of people just over their head. But as was the point in the first video, these like gotcha moments that people are so desperate to have against staff members who don't make the rules are just odd. Like that you're a very strange person for purposely wanting them to feel awkward about a decision that they don't get to make. The people making your coffee are not the ones choosing to not take the cash. It's not them, it's not their fault. So you just ordering a coffee and running away. They don't know why you've run away, first of all. They probably just thought, oh, where's that woman gone? Oh well, who's next? Like, it's not like, you don't have to agree with the way a business runs. That's absolutely fine. That's how the world works. We're all different people with different opinions, but trying to like get a one up on them because you don't like it is like not okay in my opinion. Especially like, say the video from this comment, that is so inappropriate to film somebody and like argue with them and threaten to take them to court. At the end of the day, look, the reason why cash is slowly being filtered out from places is because it is such a fanny-on to deal with. It's expensive and it takes a lot of effort and extra time and labour, and honestly there is a lot of room for mistakes. I don't think people understand how much effort goes into having to deal with cash on a daily basis. That's why a lot of businesses are getting rid of it. It's not a government conspiracy theory to track your money. Like, if they wanted to do that, they would have done it already. No, it's businesses choosing to get rid of cash because it's expensive to keep track of. And for every cashless pub that you walk into, there's 10 more down the street that do accept it. I hate talking about this because people just get so angry and can't nicely voice an opinion about it, but my whole point will always be, I'm always here to stick up for the staff. Stop blaming them for things that they do not control. They are not choosing to not take your cash. Just be nice to them. Customer service is bad enough as it is, never mind with these cash is king crusaders in the way.
So how weird is this? Go in Walmart to buy ice, cash in hand. Someone can see it. Go up to the register to pay. They don't take cash. So I told the lady, well, where can I pay with cash? I just walk in with a $5 bill. Oh, you can come pay me and I can take your cash, but you can't take cash at the self-check. So they want you to self-check, but not with cash. So I asked, what's wrong with cash? And she says, oh, we haven't had cash in like 8 months. They don't bring us cash anymore. I said, well, they must have brought you some because you have some in your register. So why don't we have cash in our registers? Oh, well, because we need to keep it centralized because they don't bring us anymore. Help me make sense of this.
At my job, we don't accept cash, and old people will get like so upset about it, or they'll just like look at me like, and then be like, why don't you accept cash? Do I look like the owner? Do I look like I made this decision? Why would I personally decide to not accept cash? I'm telling you, we don't have a cash drawer. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to do. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I don't give a fuck. But why are you staring at me? And then I'll be like, we don't accept cash. And then I think they're thinking that I'm telling them that they don't have to tip me or something, or we don't take tips. Because then they'll be like, and then they'll push the cash towards me like more. And I'm like, got cheese in your ears, old man? Like, it's silly.
At some point, cash became so obsolete to me that now when I use it, it feels like 100% off coupon. It doesn't really register that I'm actually spending real currency. You know, if it's like not affecting my bank account, then it technically didn't happen. And I justify way too much shit like this. I need to stop.
I appreciate you guys watching the video today. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.